Hi friends, it's Sheena. Just wanted to go over my labor and delivery story, but I'm going to try to do it as fast as possible so I don't ramble on. And I have Imogen down for a nap, so I'm hoping that she stays asleep while we do this. She's been really good sleeper, almost too good because she'll fall asleep feeding, but we'll get into that soon. So yes, I delivered way early. Well, not super early, 3 weeks early. So what happened was Friday I was at work and I had really bad edema, so I put my legs up. And then during lunch, and then when I brought my legs down, my water broke. And I wasn't sure if it was my water. I thought I peed myself because it was pretty bad. Like, when you're pregnant, you know that when you pee, it's like drip, drip, drip every 10 minutes. So I was like, this is not urine because there's no way I can hold on to this much urine because, so I haven't peed like that since before I was pregnant almost, or, several months ago. So then I got an appointment, went to go see the midwife, and she confirmed that I was in fact, my water had in fact broken. And since I was 37 weeks exactly that day, there was no way we could give birth in the birth center. So we had to go with plan B, which was the hospital. So our whole birthing experience was completely changed. And I was not progressing at all. No dilation. I was 90% effaced. And so she said that I had to have Pitocin because I wasn't progressing. And it was a time thing because, once your water breaks, you have to act fast, otherwise you will have a C-section. And so I consented because I'm like, whatever it takes to get her out healthy and as efficient as possible, I'll do whatever it takes. Even with the Pitocin, after the first day, I didn't dilate maybe to 1 centimeter Saturday, and that's it. And so she recommended that I get the epidural because I was so tensed up that that she thought it would. My midwife thought it would relax me enough that I could go ahead and dilate, because sometimes when you're too tense and nervous and anxiety, which I have lots of anxiety, it could hurt. The epidural could actually help. So I went ahead and consented, but I was crying. I didn't want an epidural. I was petrified. And the anesthesiologist screwed up. He had to poke me twice. And the second time when he poked me, I only felt partially numb on one side. And so they called in the next shift, so like Saturday morning, when they did the switch change, a nurse anesthetist came in and got it right away. But I was crying, and my midwife said that she was stuck 6 times on one of her 5 pregnancies. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll do it because, it was very difficult, very painful. And by Sunday, the middle of the night, I was like 6 centimeters. And the reason why they allowed me to continue to try for a vaginal delivery is because Imogen's heart rate was good, my blood pressure was fine. So they let me continue. Although I found out later that the nurses were all saying, why doesn't she just get cut already? And then they're looking at my earrings because I have my date pierced inside of my ear. And they're like, well, can you get that out? Because, you might have to make a choice soon. So I was just really stressed because I didn't want to have abdominal surgery. If I had to do it, I would do it, But if there was another option, then I would prefer the other option because I would like to heal faster. And so I went ahead and continued to strive forward. By 8 a.m., Sunday, 8 a.m., it was finally fully dilated and it was time to push. And it was so hard. It was the hardest thing. And then one of the nurses kept trying to time my contractions for me, time the way I pushed. Like she wanted 3 good pushes in 1 contraction. And I was like, I'm not having that. And my midwife said, if you feel it, then do it. And I would recommend, if you feel an urge to push, you push. Even if it's 5 or 6 little spurts, that's what it takes. And it was just so difficult. And she was like, my midwife said there was such a tight fit that she had to put her hands inside of me to help stretch me out. and Imogen came out sunny side up, which was more traumatic for her and more difficult for me to push her out. Cord wrapped around her neck, and she wasn't breathing. I didn't get the APGAR, but it wasn't good. But she kind of like rushed to my husband and said, "You need to cut the cord now." But that was part of our birth plan, was delayed cord clamping, but we didn't get to do that. Later on, I found out that was for the best because Imogen has A positive blood and I'm O positive. So my husband's A positive, but we didn't know. I guess we should have researched a little bit better that the baby could have bad jaundice, and so she did end up having bad jaundice. So they pretty much took her away right off the bat. I just, like, as soon as she came out, they plopped her on my chest, but I was, like, laid back, and my arms were up, and so I was kind of, like, trying to see her, and I couldn't see her, so I started crying because they took her away. Paul was crying because he was just so happy that she was here, but they had to use the bag to resuscitate her, and so it was really scary, but thank God she's fine. I got to see her like an hour and a half later, and she wasn't latching. She would just put my nipple in her mouth, and she wouldn't latch. So I was really upset about that because I was like, can I have something here? I've had, I had a 40-hour birth because she was born 11:44 on Sunday, and my water broke Friday at noon, so it was pretty much 48 hours, and I was just like, please God, please help me just get one thing, like one thing that I plan to do, like, breastfeeding, but it's been difficult. Breastfeeding has been. So at the hospital, a nurse was just an angel, and she brought in a pump, and so I pumped colostrum, and then I syringe fed the colostrum to Imogen, so that was really helpful because it kept my supply going. And my milk is finally in, and she started suckling today, so today's a week, like more than 5 or 10 sucks or 20 sucks. So today was like the first day that she did it for like a whole 20 minutes, so I'm just so excited about that. Anyway, so that's my labor and delivery story. She's perfect. I love her so much, and this journey has been really difficult from the beginning of us trying to conceive, and then now she's finally here. It's very surreal, and I wish all of you guys out there all the baby dust in the world. And I do have to mention about the changes after birth. Of course, it's the most amazing experience that I've ever felt. But the hormone changes, the anxiety, the stress, of her, getting sick or falling down or getting squished or, getting dropped. And I'm just really paranoid about all that stuff. So they don't really talk about that on vlogs. Maybe it's just me, or maybe people just don't like to talk about it. But I've been feeling pretty anxious and scared. And I'm doing the best I can to take care of her. And I know I'm doing great. And my husband's here with me. And we're both tag team helping out each other. And he is amazing. I just think it's interesting that not that many people discuss how anxious people can get or scared. And that's something I just wanted to put out there because it kind of just hurts my heart that I feel that way. Like, I really want to just be able to, not have anxiety and not have stress. So I'll probably talk to the pediatrician or my midwife about that. It's not anything crazy. I just wanted to stick that out there. That, the hormone changes probably are a big part of that. So anyway, I will do an update. I will try to do an update every few weeks. This IVF journey for me has come to an end for our first child. We still have 5 frozen embryos, so we'll see what happens with all that. All right, well, baby does to you, baby does to me. I have my magic angel, precious, precious princess, and I hope you guys one day will get your precious reward, no matter how you get there. All right, bye.